Welcome back to your favorite day of the week, your favorite show to watch or listen to, the Childish Grown-Up Show. We are the Childish Grown-Ups. I am 1/3 of the Childish Grown-Ups, the world-class Mo, aka Mochaccino. The other two of this triune, Mia B, Ash Bash. We back in this thing. Ladies, how y'all feeling?
Feeling good. I'm coming off of my birthday, of course. So I've been on PTO the whole week, and it's been great. And yeah, I'm feeling good.
Ah,
Baby girl had a birthday, period. But my baby boy also had his birthday the day after Ash's birthday. So that was fun. Had a good time.
so
Uh,
connected.
I'm tired though.
We so
I'm
connected.
tired, but I'm good though.
Yeah. Mia B pushing through. You know what I'm saying? Better put that woman first. We are here. Glad to be back, of course. And we are concluding our Father Knows Best rotation. We will talk a little bit at the end, or maybe next week. We'll see where it goes as far as how we feel about this, the parental episodes that we've done in these last two rotations, these last 8 films. So, and heads up, our next rotation is Summertime Vibes, my personal favorite rotation. Just because the summer, like what it means to us childish grown ups, still when we harken back, it's unmatched. So looking forward to our movie, and y'all stay tuned to the end for the big movie reveal, and it was my pick. So y'all stay tuned for that. All right. We do got a couple of comments from our last episode. I am Sam. One from on YouTube, both from YouTube. Public Enemy B commented, Michael B. Jordan or James Tyler Williams from Everybody Hates Chris would probably make the 4th spot for me of child actors to teen adult stars. What do y'all make of that? Y'all remember the conversation we were having?
Yes, and I can't believe that I completely left out say his name one more time.
James
Tyler.
Tyler
Oh,
Williams.
yeah.
James Tyler Williams. I always mix up his middle name and his first name. But
Me
yeah,
too.
he's definitely doing his thing now on Abbott Elementary, and he's done a lot like since he was on Everybody Hates Chris and um the Disney Channel. He's done a lot. Yeah.
Y'all think that's what y'all feel about that being in the 4th spot?
I still go with my original lineup. But
Okay.
he's a good one. He's a good choice. I'm not mad at it, but you know.
Yeah, it is Tyler James Williams. It's not. He put James
James
Tyler.
Tyler.
It's
Okay,
Tyler.
see, okay,
I thought it was now.
I thought it was. He looked like it. Like it fits his. What do you think about that for the child stars? Because we had kind of a Mount Rushmore, Macaulay
Right,
Culkin.
right. I think I had Journey in mind. Me and me, I think
Yeah,
we landed
I
with
think I
Journey.
think I was with y'all. I conceded on that.
Okay. I'm mad at Michael B. I'm not mad at Tyler, but I didn't see a lot of Tyler's work earlier
Mm-hmm.
on, other than Everybody Hates Chris. So for me, it wouldn't be a mine just because I'm not familiar with the earlier
Mm-hmm.
projects, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think I was bringing up Orlando Brown.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I think I would say I think we just need more variety. That's what I think I'm looking at, like a Macaulay Culkin and all that. I need like the variety for that 4th spot. So and they both were excellent child stars. Michael B has a little more variety, but either way, to each his own. And then also Mama C wrote in another great episode. I'm excited about the next pick. So she tapped into the end. You know what I'm saying? The podcast is back to what it was. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So,
Goodness gracious.
so shout out to Mama C. I'm glad. Well, we're here to give it to you this week, so stay tuned for that. And those are our comment messages from the Stoop Kids. If y'all want to reach out to us, y'all can leave a comment on this video. Y'all can leave an Apple review. We would love to get more of those. And of course, our email, childishgrownups3@gmail.com, as well as our Instagram, The Childish Grown Up Show, no spaces. So y'all can reach us. We definitely reach back out to y'all. Okay. Childish grown up moment. Ash, it was your birthday. You the birthday girl. What you got popping, man? What I know you say you got some possibilities coming up. So what we looking at?
And yes, it is still cancer season. Let's just keep that in mind for the rest of the year at this point. But I went to the Great Wolf Lodge. So I was in Illinois earlier in the week. Took Anthony and our little brother and my dad. So it was like my first father-daughter trip as an adult with Pops. And yeah, so took him to the Great Wolf Lodge, water park, had a great time. I got in the water as well. I was in the lazy river. I went around that mug about 10 times, and then I got in the pool where they had basketball goals and stuff. So your girl got a hoop anytime I see the goal. But so yeah, we was all in there. Pops was in there. Pops fell in the water when he was in the lazy river. Like, you
Oh
know how
no.
they give us the little floaties? You can get the two people floaty or you're like individual. So we're in there like we're racing, like all of us. And then I happen to look back and then I see Dad take a dive. All I see is his foot go up in the air. So I thought he was doing that on purpose because he was still dry. I'm like, Dad, you got to get your body, got to get wet so you can get, used to the water. So when I looked back and all I saw was like his foot up. I thought he was,
Oh.
I thought he was just trying to get adjusted. He was like, "No, I really fell." I was like, "Oh gosh," it
So wait,
was
so
so
his whole
funny.
body was in the water, his foot was up?
Yeah, like when I turned around, he flipped out the the
Hey.
floaty that had that one foot
Hey.
up,
Oh. Oh my
and our
God.
dad got chicken legs, so his little leg
That's
was
what I'm
just.
saying, bro. And that just like a person like that to see.
It was so
It's,
funny.
hey, listen, me and know what I'm talking about. Your parents get a certain age, and when like something like that happens, like our mom falling on snow. Like I'm sorry, it's so funny. Because it's like you think people get that you think people age out of bloopers, but they don't. That's why it's so funny.
Yeah, it was so funny. But we had a good time, and then we did play basketball. We all faced each other, went to 21, and Dad won actually.
What?
He did.
You let
He
them win?
did. I didn't wanna. And plus, like they were guarding him more, and I was like back there trying to get the rebounds because you're in water, so you can't really. So
Oh,
I'm like,
y'all
I
in
could
water.
guard
Okay.
him, but then it's like, you know what I mean, as far as the rebounds. So I was out here trying to win, but yeah, Dad got the win, so he gonna be talking trash for the rest of his life about that.
Because he beat us back in the day when we was teenagers. He beat you.
Yeah, I didn't want to beat up on an old man, but
Hey man, the grace
nah, he still got that jumper. He was hitting some shots.
that was tight. That probably was really good for him, bro. Like that was
It was
good,
a good time.
good choice, ass right there. Ah, man, I was Mia. What about you? Childish grown up moment.
Not too much. Just over the weekend, me and my baby father, the father of my children, we took the kids um to the children's museum for my son's birthday. And it was just like it was really cool, it was just us and the kids. And I hadn't been to this particular children's museum. It's called the Union Terminal because it used to be a train station. So it still looks like a train station inside, but they've turned it into like this huge museum. And we had so much fun. Like we got to see the dinosaur exhibit, and they have like all these fossils and dinosaur bones, and they have a Cincinnati through the years exhibit, a Cincinnati sports exhibit where they have all the red stuff, and you can like pretend that you're doing a newscasting, and they like have stuff on the TV screen. And I'll send you guys a picture we took where you can like put like funny little faces, like little stickers on yourself, like
Mm,
crowns, and change your background. And it was just really fun. Like it was like a cool play date
mhm.
day. And I have to say this too, because Ash, your story reminded me of something funny. Mama C, I gotta tell y'all about her ongoing beef with squirrels. So she has standing beef with all the neighborhood squirrels, right? Because for one, she has like a apple tree and a peach tree in her yard, and they be stealing all her fruit. But specifically because one day she was walking up to her porch and one of the squirrels jumped on her like chest.
Oh no.
Man,
Oh
She
no.
caught it on camera. And I wish I know she deleted the video, but if she still had this video, I swear it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's like a ring cam.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, my
Like
mother,
that squirrel jumped on her and she's like
bro.
she
That
is
is because
laughing.
who would ever think that would happen?
it's
And
crazy.
then ever since then she's had a beef with the squirrels. Like every time she sees one, it's on site, like it's beef.
Dang, bro. How's your son feeling about everything?
Good.
Good.
So he had the time of his little life.
Good.
Yes.
He
Good.
he is and we were worried too because we were like, we done bought these tickets to this museum. If we get in here
Hmm.
and he's like, okay, time to go, because he will do that. You'll take him
Yeah.
somewhere, he'll look around, grab you like,
Oh.
time to go. But he actually really enjoyed it. We went to every exhibit that we could. He played, he ran around. They had this little, it's like a little where they have a display where it looks like Cincinnati through the years. Like it's like what is the word I'm looking for? You know how when they have models and it's like a town
Oh, okay. Like you
and
can
they
see
have
like a
like
miniature.
yeah, like a miniature little Cincinnati. And they have like the 1900s, 1920s, 1930s, and they have a train that goes through the whole thing. And he was just like following the train. It was really cute. It was fun.
That's dope. Beautiful. Well, mine's is definitely not as mine's a little uh anticlimactic, but it's still very sentimental. So, my childish grown up moment directly tapped into our Kentucky days. The first house that we lived in Kentucky when I was 11, went on 12. It's probably later down the road, maybe 13 or 14, but at some point, and I don't even remember the occasion, but maybe we would ride with our dad. And remember, there was a video store, Ash, that, of course, that famous video store wasn't like a popular one, just a hood video store. Of course, daddy was burning CDs and stuff. But across from that old, hood video store was a hood gas station. And you remember the gas station, right, Ash? All right. And so there would be these times, I don't remember if it was dad or mom, that's a little murky, but maybe we missed the bus or maybe they had to take us. But there was times where sometimes we would stop at that gas station and ask, do you remember what we used to get?
The oats and honey sunbelt
Yes, the sun melt. So those are granola
granola
bars.
bars.
All right. So you with me? I went into, there's a spot right next to my job. It's in walking distance. I seen the brand and I said, oh, I got to do it. I got to do it. So I went with what I used to get back in the day, the full chocolate covered, the fudge
Oh,
covered.
you went dip, huh?
I went all the way dip, you know what I'm saying? Start chomping it down. Did not hold up. Did not hold up. It wasn't nasty. It just what it was. I remember it being like so good back then, and it was not that this time. But I ate it all, and I was still happy that I seen this brand from long ago where we used to eat this as teenagers. I was so happy to see it. So maybe I'll try the oat joint next time because you put us on to that one. That was your favorite, and I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little
And they was a quarter, by the way. We only paid a
quarter.
quarter for that granola bar back in the day. Goodness.
Man, I should have seen what
Gracious.
he charged me. I should have got the price. I didn't, damn. Uh,
Oh, so you don't got to check prices.
hold on.
We're not checking prices.
Oh, no, wait a minute. See, Bill
You
got
just
me now. Hold on.
you just throw it in the bag, huh?
Hold up.
Mm.
Hey, man, it was like,
Spend that shit.
my total was like $3, bro. Like, it wasn't the,
Yeah,
relax. This is not
we don't do
white
that.
collar money right now. It's like $3 for a Mountain Dew and a granola
Hey,
bar.
Young Miami over there spending that shit.
Fried, bro. That's so fried. But yeah, those are our childish grown up moments, man. Y'all reach out. Let us hear about y'all childish grown up moments. Y'all nostalgic moments. Tap in, man. Have fun with it. We love to laugh at each other, laugh at ourselves. We need laughter in this world. So that's what we're here to provide amongst many other things. Ash, the floor is yours. What you got for us today?
The dip, I like those too, but now they're just too sweet. Like
Yeah.
when you get older, you kind of expand your palate,
Hmm.
like they're just so sweet now.
Yeah.
But I used to like those coconut ones too. I think it was chocolate and
They're
coconut.
chocolate. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was good too. But Tyler, he eats those faithfully right now. Like
Oh,
Sunbelts, he'll eat those for breakfast. He gets them all the time. But
oh, okay. I did.
anywho, shout out to Stoop Kids. We are still on our road to 100. We are currently at 90 subscribers. We are 10 away from hitting our goal. So again, tell a friend to tell a friend, and just keep spreading the nostalgic, and just tap in with us every week. So we 10 out from 100, and we still have a lot of the year left. So
Yeah.
with that being said, it's time for the Flash with Ash. And of course, this is Denzel, and I wasn't on the last Denzel episode. We are going to do a this or that Denzel edition.
Okay,
Hmm. I forgot about that.
Hmm. I mean, come on, this is our top guy. I had to do it.
for sure.
So again, this is just preference, just whatever you rock it with. So out the gate, which is probably a landslide, but we're gonna go Training Day or American Gangster.
Training day.
I'm an outlier here. I'm going with American Gangster.
Oh wow. Okay.
Leave it to me. What?
Yeah,
That's not the wildest though. That's not the wildest. Like they don't throw me that crazy.
It's a good matchup.
Yeah, I don't know. I just never really was. I don't
I
know.
know you didn't like it like that, but
Yeah, I don't know. I never really. Yeah.
I like American Gangster. I think it's on Netflix right now.
Hmm.
Like I'll actually go to it and click on it and watch it. So I do thoroughly enjoy it. But Training Day, it's Training Day for me because it's just this was like
Yeah.
Denzel was fine. You know what I'm saying? He had the Caesar, the leather jacket, the black old school. He just was. He was just the finest villain. But yeah.
Hey, American Gangster, like that first half is banging. Like it's there. The whole street mafia, I'm loving it. But it's like that second half just tails off slow, and then the cut at the end so quick. Like, oh, he just ratting. It just always throws me off because I'm like always into it. I'm like, why don't I like this movie like that? Until I get to the like back half, and then it's like, oh, they start really telling off here for me. That's why. But
Character does get a little more boring as we kind of when it gets real into the cop side. I mean, it's kind of
hmm
like,
yeah,
all right, John Q or Man on Fire,
I ain't seen Man on Fire in a while, so that's a hard.
this is hard
and that
because,
was with Dakota Fanning, right?
yeah, because
Okay.
Man on Fire is a great movie. I love Man on Fire. But I think I'm gonna go with John Q just because personal preference. Like it's more sentimental, more nostalgic for me. I've seen it many, many, many times, and it's always been a personal favorite. So,
Yeah, I probably go John Q. I do remember about Man on Fire again. It wasn't like a back half or front end was better. It did like I feel like the movie was focused in one realm, and then out of nowhere they kind of switched what the movie was. And I don't know if because the movie was too long, but I remember there was a hard switch, and I was like watching like, wait, am I still watching the same movie? Like, so I don't remember what it was exactly, but if I watch it, I'm sure I could point out, oh, this is where. So it's still a good movie. So it's not a bad movie for me. It's just there's something about the cohesiveness towards the end. It kind of goes somewhere else with it. But yeah, so John Q.
Okay. Well, I gotta go John Q as well. I think Man on Fire was a good movie, but I don't remember watching it a lot. I think aesthetically, I think the visual was kind of like I don't remember if this was the movie where it was kind of I don't know. It just felt like
He had
blurry vibes.
those like
Like yeah, it
dream
was
sequences or something
something.
like that.
Yeah, something on the visual that was kind of throwing me.
Or maybe that was Deja Vu.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Those two are always
Hmm.
trip
Man
me
on
up.
Fire had some, how, and this is like a common theme with movies, when something is set in Mexico, like they change the color
Yes.
saturation and it makes it look like yellow
Hmm.
almost.
Yeah.
That's
That's
that.
how Man on Fire is. Like,
Okay. So I remember then. Yeah, that's what I didn't like. I don't like when it's not aesthetically pleasing. But so yeah, John Q. I mean, it's a staple, obviously. Same reasons Mia said as well. Okay. So Inside Man or Deja Vu?
Deja vu.
You know
Ooh.
what's crazy? I haven't seen either of these films a lot. Like I've seen both of them. I think I've seen Inside Man twice, maybe. And Deja Vu, I can barely remember.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna have to go with Inside Man just because I don't have that much of a memory of Deja Vu all like that.
Okay. I'm going Inside Man. I like this movie a lot. I like Denzel. He was another cop. It also had a guy in there, the dude that was in there, like robbing the place. He was super smart. I don't remember his name, but he's a really good actor too, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Super solid. He did a hell of a job too. I think they really did a good bounce off each other. So yeah, I like Inside Man. And I'm all about
You talking about was he black or white?
he was white. He was
Older?
the leader of the heist.
Uh,
Let me
I'm looking at it. There's Mark Anthony, Christopher Walken,
it might be him.
Maybe Mickey Rourke.
He was the main like a main character. He was on the
Okay.
other side.
Yeah, I can't honestly. I ain't seen the movie enough to know who's who.
Dang. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it
I
up.
got the cast, but I couldn't. I could name names, but
Hmm.
uh,
And I would have to look it up to see his face, but yeah, I'm going Inside Man. And yeah, Deja Vu, I really don't remember that one either. I know it's talked about quite a bit, but I just don't. It's very vague to me. Um, all right, two more. Out of Time or Safe House.
out of time. I've watched Safe House. I think maybe once. Out of Time numerous of times, and I just love that. We quote that movie all the time, and I just really enjoy that movie. Shout out to our big cousins, the Culture Gardens review on that. So
I
yeah.
was, I was literally about to say Out of Time just because I don't remember that much about Safe House either, but I did watch Out of Time recently to watch The Culture Garden because they did it just a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. It was recently that they did
Hmm.
because it was like a forgotten Denzel movie, so to speak. And
Crazy work.
I know, right? But yeah, so I have to go with Out of Time.
I'm going trips on that. Out of Time for me as well. This is one of my favorite Denzel movies. Sanaa Lathan, my girl. Um, a lot of quotables, very funny. Stuff that isn't supposed to be funny is funny. I like Safe House too. Got Ryan Reynolds in there. You know, I love me some Ryan. Um, Denzel brought the fro back in that one. But yeah, I'm going Out of Time. All right, so we're gonna reel it in with Remember the Titans or The Hurricane.
Ooh, that is crazy work.
it's
Hmm.
it's a no brainer, y'all. Like for what it means to us. Like remember the Titans, bro.
You're right.
Like even teachers would play this in school in around February. Like that, it's that impact of the film. Like, bruh.
That's the crazy thing is the first time I saw the hurricane was also in school. Like they
Hmm.
played it for us during Black History Month to like because they were telling us the story, the real true story of the hurricane, the
Ruben, I
boxer.
think it's with Ruben Carter, maybe or something like that.
Hmm.
Ruben, something, but yeah.
Ruben something.
And that was the first time I saw it. We were learning about who was it? I think it was Bob Dylan who wrote the song The Hurricane uh, that played in the movie. And it was like this whole lesson that we learned on it. And I love that movie. I think it's a wonderful movie. But of course,
Mhm.
I have to go with Remember the Titans because that is a classic, 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 especially for millennials like ourselves.
Absolutely.
Remember the Titans is a staple in
Ooh,
all of our childhoods. You know,
Boy, can't wait to do it.
you can't like you know. And listen, if y'all, I remember the Titans. Same reasons. This is our classic, our era. Respect Hurricane. Enjoyed that thoroughly too.
Yeah.
Um, got to it later in the game, obviously when it was introduced to me. But remember the Titans. I'll put that on tonight. Like
Yeah.
he didn't play no games. Coach Boone, like he was not playing. It was just so good,
Who's your
and
daddy?
just bringing them together. beyond football. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was amazing. So that wraps up the Flash with Ash. Get us warmed up for this wonderful episode.
All right. Well, Ash, we thank you for that. And we're going to get into our film, but first, this came out. What year did this come out, Mia?
And 2.
You said it came out in what?
2002.
2000. I don't think we did that. I don't think I did that. Okay, so I give the lay of the land of what was going on in 2002. So I'll say this. It's just a little personal thing. Video game wise, NBA Live 2002. I do feel like it's just a little personal jab while my stuff is loading. 2002 NBA Live, that was their first, like, okay, they're going into the realm where they're going to be the best basketball game. Now, they weren't the best basketball game forever, but they definitely had that run where they were. So as far as movies go, Spider-Man, our Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, of course, Star Wars Episode 2, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I remember watching that in school. The Lord of the Rings, obviously around the same time, The Two Towers, 8 Mile, Barbershop, Friday After the Next, Drumline, Ice Age, Lilo and Stitch. We got a lot of good stuff. Oh yeah, he's a good one. As far as TV shows go, the popular shows at the time, American Idol premiered, and we know American Idol was viral in the crib before internet was the internet. The Wire debuted in 2002 as well. Shout out to Rick, shout out to Spike, their favorite show. Kim Possible premiered. CSI became one of the TV's biggest hits. The Osbournes helped launch reality TV boom. Man, it's crazy. I remember that. Without a Trace premiered. And kids were also watching SpongeBob, SquarePants, That's So Raven, Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens. Hey, shout out to Hillary Duff, man. One of the ones. As far as music goes, the Eminem Show was out. Nellyville, Ashanti's self-titled album. Justin Timberlake's Justified. 2002 was a sleeping year, bro. Missy Elliott's Under Construction. And the hit songs in that year, just a few. Hot in Here, Foolish, Dilemma. Hey, listen, the Dilemma, like how many of us was crushing on our crush singing that song? No matter what I do. Like we was doing that. Without Me, which is the Eminem song, and Work It. So as far as video games go, Grand Theft Auto Vice City was one of the popular games in play. Oh my goodness. I don't even have the time to get into why I love this game so much. Kingdom Hearts. I wasn't into it. Brother and his friend was into it, but Kingdom Hearts is another staple. Metroid Prime, for those play Smash Bros. Samus game, The Legend of Zelda. And Madden NFL 2003. That was one of the best Maddens ever. I definitely remember that. As far as sports, Los Angeles Lakers completed their three straight NBA championships. That's the Kobe and Shaq era, of course. Shaq won the Finals MVP. Yao Ming was selected number 1 overall NBA draft. We knew how big that was. Yao Ming coming from over there, bringing himself over here. 2002 FIFA World Cup was won by Brazil. Tiger Woods won both the Masters and the U.S. Open. As far as technology go, camera phones became much more common. DVD players overtook VHS in many homes. So we're making that transition because obviously remember the Titans staple was on both. I remember that. Broadband internet began replacing dial-up. Thank you, Lord. Oh my gosh. Flip phones from brands like Motorola and Nokia were everywhere. MP3 players were growing in popularity before the explosion of smartphones. Boy, don't sleep on Um, and last little random things in 2002. Frosted tips, oversized jerseys were still fashionable. Cargo shorts, baggy jeans dominated. Kids still traded Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Beyblades. I definitely had a Beyblade, and it was a beast. Mountain Dew, Code Red, Surge in some markets. Yes, give it to them.
Some markets.
Yes. Capri Suns and Lunchables remain the lunchbox staple. Yes. And the phrase yo and ringtone personalization was everywhere. Man, what a time to be alive. That is 2002 in a nutshell. We'll keep the major news out of there because we ain't really here for that part. But all of this culture, all of this fun and excitement, that's 2002. So, Mia, as we get ready to go in the time machine, it's just time for you to take us back to the film that we are reviewing today.
All right, 2002's John Quincy Archibald takes a hospital emergency room hostage when his insurance won't cover his son's heart transplant. Now we have a stacked cast for this one, so bear with me. We have Denzel Washington as John Quincy Archibald, Kimberly Elise as Denise Archibald, Daniel E. Smith as Mikey Archibald, David Thornton as Jimmy Palumbo, Laura Herring as Gina Palumbo, Anne Heche, RIP, as Rebecca Payne, James Woods as Dr. Raymond Turner, Larissa Laskin as Dr. Ellen Klein, Kevin Connolly as Steve McGuire, Ethan Suplee, I can never remember, but he was also Remember the Titans with Denzel as guard Max Collin, Sean Hattasey as Mitch Quigley, Eddie Griffin as Lester Matthews, Troy Byer as Marion Smith, Troy Winbush as Steve Smith, Oba Babatunde as Sergeant Moody, Ray Liotta, RIP, as Chief Gus Monroe, and Robert Duvall as Lieutenant Frank Grimes. And this film was released February 15th, 2002.
Okay, thank you for that, Mia B. All right. So before we get into some overall thoughts, it's time for us to be kind and rewind. Ash, what was your experience like with this movie back in the day? The lure of how you remember it, and then what was it like this time watching it?
I was really trying to think. I'm like, gosh, I think when I can't remember like how I was introduced to it. I don't know if Auntie Mickey had this or not. I feel like she probably did. I just feel like she had all the movies. I don't know if that was my first experience, but I remember it being a heart jerker, and I remember thinking this is one of his best movies. Like I know I gravitated to it really quickly. Of course, just being a Denzel fan anyway, I knew it was gonna be good. But like Mia said, the cast, like so many people in it. I'm just like little girl from Medea. I'm like, again, this. I'm just like the message behind it. Now watching it is so much going on, but yeah, I just remember liking it a lot and putting that in my mind, putting that up there with one of his best movies, in my opinion. Watching it this time, it was the same. I feel the same every time I watch this movie. Like I don't think I really felt differently. Um, Definitely was a tear jerker. This one got me yet again. I'm like, golly. I'm 34 now. Maybe, things are just changing already.
It's all y'all fault.
Nah,
Girl,
It's y'all
I'm just
fault.
playing.
Y'all
I'm a,
choosing these serious movies. This is what breaking us up like this.
I mean, it's cancer season. Maybe it's just all tied, but it got me earlier than I expected to. I was like, it got me out the gate. I
I
think because
got.
I was just instantly thinking about Anthony, so it really took me all the way to a whole
I
nother.
bet I can guess where it got you.
I was like, God, look at, I knew it would be a moment, but like not so fast.
Yeah, not so soon. Yeah.
But still felt the same. It still hits. Still one of my favorites. I'll still go back to it. Um, yeah.
What about you, Mia?
I also don't remember exactly like where I saw this film first, but I do remember that once I saw it, I wanted to watch it over and over. Like I remember it was one that I like clung to and watched many times, especially like if I ever saw that it was coming on TV or it was I had to watch it. I'm like, "Oh, John Q is coming on." Um love this movie. Of course, Denzel and Kimberly Elise both give incredible performances. And another random thing, I'm just really a sucker for an Eddie Griffin cameo. Like anything that he just makes a random appearance in, he always kills it.
Love Eddie Griffin.
It's those like side cameo characters. It just always does it for me. For like he adds a certain,
He make you want more.
yeah, like he adds a little something, a little
Yeah.
razzle dazzle to it just with his manner, like his
Yeah,
Eddie-isms.
his authenticity, like he feels like a real person. Like,
Right. It's like you see the characters in the script, but then when you see him like perform with them, it kind of grounds them into a real place. And I really love that about anytime he's in a cameo. I think he did a great job of doing that here with everybody else who was in that emergency room. And of course, watching it now, understanding more about what was actually going on. Because of course, as a kid, you see he's holding up the hospital because he wants, he can't afford it. But now knowing more about like insurance and workout, like the way things work in the world, especially where we are today, don't even get me started. But it hits a little bit harder even now. And we have kids, so it's
yeah.
like, what would you do
Hmm.
for your child,
Hmm.
So love it. I'll still watch it. Even though I just watched it for this, if I see it come on again, I'm gonna watch it again.
um, again, for me, I just remember the lure and the idea of this movie. Just as a kid, just seeing this, looking at it from the kid perspective, seeing his father like trying to do everything for his son, and I was just like, dang man, like he's really going hard. But you're not getting all of the context. It ain't resonating fully, like how insane this gesture is and the passion for what he's doing. And this watch, I mean, I think I watched this maybe a few years back. One thing I'll say, yeah, I'll get it out the way early, and I save it for later. I save it for later. But I'll say with this watch, same thing. It always hits. Definitely some emotional moments. I didn't cry. I definitely didn't lose no sleep. But uh, there's definitely moments where it's like I actually get this. You know what I'm saying? Like from a deep core level of how far you're willing to take it for your kids. Like it's just certain moments I was like, oh, I get this now. And that was even a journey, just getting to that level of love. Because your parents love you, but you're not necessarily in a situation that like this where you have to see how far their love goes. So you don't really always know to the depth of how much they love you. But when you become a parent and you see this, you know, when you get to that place of love with your children, with your significant other, with your family, it's like, bro, I would do this. I would put it all on the line, like we did last year in our Father Knows Best rotation. We did was it South Central, and there's the scene in there where he says, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, I was ready to, I was willing to die today, Ray." That whole thing when he's trying to get his son back, and it's just like that's how far he's like, bro, let him go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and let me give him something we ain't never had. So tying it back here, it definitely resonated for sure. It's not without critique because there are some things about this movie that, with these lens and with this many hours of put in on this type of thing, I got some things, but for the most part, it's still a very excellent movie from Denzel. So let's get into it. Only got a couple of things for overall conversation before we just kind of dive into the film. First, how do y'all feel about Kimberly Elise, her acting style, and how do y'all feel about her in this film?
That's my girl. I think she did great. Um, she was in. I mean, she always pulls that emotional draw, like that "Woman Thou Art Loose" movie with Clifton. That was really good. Of course, her and the Medea. She did good in that as well with Charles. Every time I see her on screen, I really enjoy seeing her. I think she did a hell of a job in this one. Yeah, I think she did good.
Same. Kimberly Elise, child, I have my thoughts on her as outside of her acting, but as far as her acting is concerned, I think she's a phenomenal actress. Um, and this, I believe, is one of her best performances. She really felt believable to me. I like how her and Denzel had great chemistry as like a husband and wife on screen. It felt relatable, like it felt believable, it felt relatable. It and because I always say this when I see like Denzel Washington in a movie opposite a love interest because he's like this huge sex symbol, has been, and even now as an older gentleman, he's still known as like one of the most gorgeous men to ever grace our screens. And Kimberly Elise is beautiful, but she has like a real, understated type of beauty where she's not, you know, gonna be the sex symbol cast. And so I love when they pair him with somebody who kind of feels more like a real woman who would look like a mother, who were, just gives it more of a, you know, I keep saying real, but that a lot of this movie I feel like gives me that feeling like
Hmm.
real
It's
world
like
situation.
approachable. Like it's real
Yeah, it's like
approachable feel
Raw,
to it.
like.
like if you went to a supermarket and saw a clerk in the
Mhm.
90s, early 2000s, it wouldn't be unbelievable.
Yeah,
And she plays the modest
yeah,
Christian mother because she is a lot like that in real life, but she plays that very well. It's one of her strengths, I think.
yeah. I think Kimberly Elise is a excellent actor as well. Um, it's just sometimes see when I name this other actor, y'all understand where I'm coming from. So y'all know Charles Dutton, right?
Charles Dutton, hold on, let me see.
Charles
I gotta
Dutton.
look him
He
up.
plays in the show Rock. He's the lead. He's in Low Down Dirty Shame. I'm telling you, Shame. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. You got to give me a horror movie. Gothica.
Okay. Oh, he's in there.
Yeah, he was Halle Berry's husband,
Okay.
also the villain.
So Charles Dutton, he comes from stage, right? Come from plays, and sometimes there's this thing that I feel with actors that come from that did it again. Denzel did, play. A lot of actors do play, so but it's like certain ones when they come from that background, it comes off in their acting style. It's play. It seems like some reactions get played up more. I feel like because of maybe what needed to be played up in that format of acting, and so she does a good job here. It's kind of there's some moments and I don't know. Some moments just always feel like she's overacting to me. Like, and and maybe it's she doesn't do subtlety well, and maybe that's what it is. Like it's like she goes right to 100 like immediately. Like you think about Set It Off was I need this money, like going right to, like it's
It was
there's
broke.
yeah, I get that, but it's like it's never a build up. And maybe it's just the way they put her in these extreme situations, or not why did I get married, but
Diary of a Mad Black
I
Woman.
have a mad black woman, So it's just, and again, she's a good actress. Like I believe her. Like when I watch her, I believe her. I just think there's never like this build up to it. And maybe the Tyler Perry film is probably the closest to that. But
Well, let me ask you, what part in this movie do you feel like she needed to be more subtle?
Well, it's like the build up when we get to like do something. It's like a few more lines to build to like the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like do something like this. Like it wasn't like they about to let our son go. They're about to let him. Hey, listen, they about to let him go. They about to let him go. They about to do something. Like it's no, and I'm using just generic language. Y'all. Obviously, there'd be a real dialogue, but it's just like there's no build up to. there's, there's,
I feel like this is the exception to the rule. This movie, like your son literally is dying. And
yes.
we don't have the coverage. We don't have the money. I'm on 10. I can't. I don't have time to build up.
I agree with Ash.
Yeah, I get it, but it's I don't know, it's just the approach. Like again, similar to Charles Dutton, not as not as crazy as Charles Dutton, because Charles Dutton in Low Down Dirty Shame, the most overacting.
I agree with that. Though.
Like,
I
look at you,
100%
look
agree
at
with
you. You
that.
ain't shaved. You ain't got shit going on. Like he's going off of like just because he said,
Time you had a date.
yeah, bro. Like, bro. Because I said, let me think about it, and you're like, I already got that coming at my life, bro. Like, I can't wait to do
Nah,
that.
he did do all that.
He was going crazy. Charles that like, but he was in The Sopranos as well, and he acted perfect in that. He was real, you know. Anyway, so that's my first thing. I just wanted to ask that. My second thing, think about this really nicely here, because this is concluding Our Father Knows Best. We did Pursuit of Happiness. We know that for there was a window where these two were being compared to each other. You know, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, these lead men, these great actors, specifically black actors, right? Who do you think, if the roles were flipped, Denzel is playing Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith is playing John Q. Who do you think pulls it off better?
You know what? Let go of my hair because I feel like they about to try to tussle with me.
Uh-oh.
I really feel like Will Smith could have pulled this off excellently, but I don't necessarily know that I feel Denzel would have been as good in Pursuit of Happiness. And it's not that I don't think he would have done a good job.
No, I know what you mean though.
But I think Will brought something to that role that was just like, you know what?
Because there's certain scenes I think about, like him skipping out on the cab and then getting hit by the car with the shoe. It's like,
There's a lot of
you know
physicality
what I mean?
that Will does. And don't get me wrong, because Denzel, you know, he does his stunts. The Equalizer he did his one too. But I just feel like I can see I have to really dig deep to see Denzel um playing what was it, Chris Gardner.
Chris Gardner, yeah.
Whereas when I place Will in this situation, I see him saying like, you know, I'm not gonna bury my like I can see him.
He'll probably kick it up a little bit more because that's his style. You know, he's a little louder and broader when it comes to those like emotional ones. Fred, you better not be. You know, he'll kick it up another notch. But it doesn't hurt in a movie like this.
Right.
But it's like, you can see Denzel also like, does that sound good, Chris? You know, and everything like, yeah, absolutely, yes, sir, absolutely. Like I could see. There is moments I could see Denzel really because he can play that like, you know, come on, son, we gotta get on the bus. We gotta, you know, I can see, but
I might have spoke too soon.
Maybe I don't know. No, I think I'm with you though. I agree. I think only because I think, and again, it's hard because you can't see it any other way. But like, I think Pursuit of Happiness, there's a element of like this. I hate for lack of a better term, but like perkiness or upbeatness to the Chris Gardner's character. That, like you said, getting hit by a car, running down the street. Hey, that's my machine. Like there's not, and again, I can see Denzel do. He did, you know, Virtuosity. So it's not like he could do, but I think that the upbeat, I think if he swapped into this role, you get a different movie. There might be some areas that feel different, but I think you could still really nailed the landing. It's not too far off. I think there will be more of a noticeable difference in movie if you get Denzel. And again, I think Denzel's the better actor. I just think the way it was laid, if I swapped them out, I don't know if unless Denzel's like really like getting in shape and going crazy on him, like I'm doing all of the same stuff, but I'm gonna put my whole Denzel vibe. So I'm going with you. I'm saying Will would have the better movie doing John Q.
There's something about Will with that silent cry, like
Mm-hmm.
just just letting the tears fall without saying anything to express it, like he did in that bathroom scene, and
Mm-hmm.
when he actually got that intern, like the job after, like there's something there that I don't necessarily, I would have to reach back into my Denzel bag to see if, I mean, of course, Glory, he was a very, 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 very
Mm-hmm.
young man in that. So it's possible, but
It is.
Well, and John Q. Yeah, I think Pursuit of Happiness, like you said, it has a certain like even though he was struggling, it's just for me it's there's still a little comedy in there, like because it's Will and
Yeah.
how he like I said, just trying to get to the next level. Like you super tapped out. Like just certain little things that Will does
Mm-hmm.
really, really good. Um, even when he was going to the game with oh boy and he's like, just put that in your car. I don't have a just those Will elements. Something in my ear. I got
But
bit. Like,
you think Denzel out of time? There's like this all
true,
he's doing
true.
all of that like kind of like oh yeah it's
That
clicking
is
and
true. That
so
was a good.
but
That was a good.
like kind of bring you in that same vibe. But I'm with you. I
It's
just
just certain things that's still funny, but it just shouldn't be funny
yeah
with Will.
definitely we needed that too. Needed that chip since back in the day. All right, so all right, let's get into it. Ash, you always did the greatest intro verses in the family.
Nah,
We're
don't
gonna,
put
we're
that
gonna
pressure on me. Whoa.
Nah, man. So we put the intro on. You know how to get to from A to B. You know what I'm saying? So with that, so where do you want to go with it? Where do you want to go with it? I mean, we already know the premise, y'all. Mia gave it to y'all. We can go wherever we want to go, whatever relationship we want to go, whatever dynamic. What stands out to you, or do you want me to pass it to me?
You go. I guess kind of just getting into their financial troubles
Okay.
because it's just so alarming. Because I mean, this you see how we're living today, but like they were doing everything right, right? John had a steady job. She's working. I think they own their home. He got the truck. She had her. Huh?
they didn't own their home.
Oh, they didn't? Oh, okay, okay. But like they're both working. They got their crib, their cars, they're paying their bills, raising their kid. And still, you're just one emergency away from like something being detrimental. So it's just like he wake up, the car's being towed. And what was he saying? Like they owned it. He
Well,
just gotta.
it was getting repoed. So basically, like he bought the car, but he wasn't up on all his payments.
Okay, so he was like leasing it or whatever, financing. Okay, I thought it was like I'm like, dang, what is that like? Because remember that was what I was saying with Pursuit of Happiness too, like how his car like was it the tickets or like what you know what I mean? But okay, um, but yeah, like at the gate breakfast more, she's upset because her car got towed, and but even in that moment, I still like you just see the dynamic with Denise and John. Like even though she's upset. And he's like, he telling her like, babe, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna go pay it or whatever. So you can tell that she believes in her husband and his abilities to like take care of his family. So that stood out to me, just their dynamic as a family. And then, like I said, even though they're struggling and he only getting 20 hours now at the plant, you know what I mean? So it's just she's working, he doesn't have a lot of hours, then they drop his insurance to part time. So it's like these are just everyday things that happen to everybody, like you're trying your best and stuff just constantly happens. But obviously we'll get into the meat and potatoes, but just that part kind of wanted to just talk about that a little bit, how you just see what kind of man John is out the gate. and how supportive Denise is, even though she is frustrated at the situation. Like, she's still like, "Can I get a ride?" You know what I mean? Just still like, that's still my man, you know? So I thought that was cute.
Yeah. What about you, Mia? What do you want us to talk about as far as that the finances and kind of the real challenge here?
Yeah, like Ash said, what stands out to me the most is like you can tell that they're in a rough spot, but that is not something that's new to them. This is kind of the life that they're navigating, you know. She just got a job. She hasn't been there that long. They've cut his hours. You know, he's supposed to be a full-time employee, but as with capitalism and big business, they shipping jobs off, outsourcing, and now, you know, the boys at home are getting less hours. But even amidst all that, there you can see there's so much love in their relationship because as frustrating as it is to get your car repossessed and you know you wake up to that in the morning, you got to go to work, but she doesn't hold it against him. Like it's them versus the problem, not her versus him. She's not mad. She's angry, of course. Like she's frustrated, but she's more angry at the situation than she is with him. And you can see that she knows he's trying and she wants to be supportive and uplift him. And they're making a very loving home for their son who sees what's going on but doesn't feel the effects of the situation because he's still a happy kid. And they ride to work together and they're playing games in the car and you can tell that the family unit is tight.
Hmm. The Yeah, it's an interesting thing, you know, these type of roles where this is like kind of everyday common folk just getting by and like you know, his wife mentioned it like bro, he work at a plant, I work at a grocery store. Like we live in ghetto fabulous over here. Like it ain't nothing extravagant at all. And there's a charming thing about that. All it's always charming to me anyway. That's what we talked about a little bit with um Jason's lyric. Kind of these like small town, you know, vibes and kind of just like this charming allure to being different from the major cities like a New York, LA, Miami. So it's this interesting thing where they've been able to get by for so long, and then you know obviously the struggle, the challenges are kind of a norm thing, but they always get through it. He has faith in it. He just got to you know wait for his check, and who ain't been there? My check come Friday. I'm gonna get it. Who ain't been there? You know what I mean? So it's relatable in 2002. You know, um, so I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I don't know whose truck he borrowed because he borrowed somebody's truck, right?
Now he had a truck and she had a car.
Oh, okay.
So that was his truck, but the car got repossessed. I think the truck was already paid for.
Paid for it, yeah.
Selling it for cash, but the car they were still, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, just continuing on with like just kind of the lifestyle. So, you know, the son is really into wrestling, you know, a particular wrestler he's getting into it. He quotes it a lot.
Bodybuilding.
Oh, bodybuilding, right? Yeah, because his dad was confused. He was like, no, it's bodybuilding. Like, but seeing that, you know, they have extracurricular activity. Their son is on a baseball team. They have a little bit of community they connect with, and you know, things take a turn for the worse. I was even watching it again, just seeing that like one of those early scenes. The son's like, "Oh, okay." He's all excited running. It's like, and so he gets on the baseball field, and we know that you know eventually he ends up falling out and collapsing because of his heart. And is this where you got your ass? Okay, because I this is where I thought and I want to get a floor. You can lead had a floor on this. I figured that because I thought about Ant and playing sports, and so then that's when I thought. And when you said that, I said, I bet you said earlier. I said, oh, it's here. So go ahead, walk us through like what was going on in your mind and everything watching this scene this time.
Emotional walls, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, like it just hit me out of nowhere too, because you kind of prepare yourself. Like again, this is a classic. Seen it plenty of times, but man, we're parents now, and at this big age, it's just like, yeah, instantly, I'm like, they just at a game. Like it could just happen so quick, the turn in your life. So that's what it just really like hit me hard. I'm like, he holding his chest, and then he fell, and I'm like, and then it just goes silent, and like everybody like immediately John notices, and they run down there. It's just like, yeah, I just thought of Anthony right there. I was like, oh my God, like
Mm.
they just came to a baseball game, you know? And
Yeah.
again, not thinking he has any underlying conditions or no notifications of nothing of that sort. And not that you have to have that for something to happen, but just like he's so young. And so it's like you don't expect that to happen in your child so young. So I was just like, I'm talking to the TV. I'm like,
Mm-mm-mm.
you have to be playing basketball. Like, I would be losing my freaking mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
it was. I said, dang, out the gate. Yeah,
Mm-mm-mm.
it was it's tough.
You thug tears.
No, right now, no.
No, I'm saying then.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh my
Oh,
God.
Hicks right there. Hey, I throw the head. I throw my head back
I
first.
let it. I like to feel my emotions, so I just,
Yeah.
if it comes, it comes, and you know.
I like to see if the movie can push through that. Like I might lean my head back, like, oh man. And then if it can push through that, I'm just gonna let it ride. Like, you know what I
Until
mean?
you're cheating because you're not looking at the screen when you do that.
Well, look, no, it ain't. I like if a tear can still fall if you lean your head back, but like I ain't afraid to let it make it rain. But it's just if it move you like that, like there's sometimes we watch films and it'll move me like that where I'm like, yo, I'm gonna allow myself to go all the way there because I need this in this moment. And that's what happened with Pursuit of Happiness. You know what I mean? That's like, nah, bro, we needed that. Like that's me. I'm Chris Gardner right now. So,
Mhm.
but Mia, when you seen that, how was you feeling? Like, you know,
I didn't cry. I didn't cry yet, but it does get me every time just because they come right out the gate with it. But the look on Denzel's face when he notices something's wrong and the urgency to like run over and get to Mikey, and want to, go into that protective father mode and like the whole scramble, like somebody call it like trust, like because when it comes to kids, like it just feels like there's like a helpless feeling when there's a child who's going through something, you can't fix it immediately. Like you're like it's like this brain scrambling panic that just comes over you. Like if you ever seen like a child choking or just anything that has to do with kids being in those helpless, vulnerable situations, it's always gonna like get my nerves trembling and my heart rate up a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's an emotional scene. It wasn't the one that got me. Like,
yeah, same thing y'all said. Y'all said everything. I mean, um, it get real like that, and of course, immediately you think about your kids. Just like how your life could shift that fast, and then to get the reveal that it's like, oh, nah, it ain't been sweet for a while. You know what I mean? That's like the hurtful part. It's like and again, in the internalization of that as a parent, where like I can't even begin to have that conversation. It's too deep, but like to think that like you're thinking like, how did I not know something was going on with my son the whole time? How did I not know? You know what I mean? Like you just think like, and then you're talking about like how advanced it
I'm
is. Like
suing the pediatrician. Whoever he goes to
for
every
sure, y'all didn't know his heart out the gate when he was born. Like he had an enlarged heart. Y'all didn't.
because y'all check their heartbeat every physical.
Yeah,
I'm suing somebody.
yeah. I'd say it's this movie. I realize this is not. It is about a father and a son, but the movie is the father and son low key for me is like the backdrop. The forefront is talking about healthcare and morality. Like that's the forefront of this movie where I'm looking at like because there's some heavy-handed moments, but it was facts nonetheless. So it's there's a lot of these moments, but um so yeah, you pretty much get the news that like, hey, look, Mikey ain't good at all. Like, and they find out they got insurance, but you ain't got the insurance to cover the surgery. The lady's pretty cold with them, telling like, hey, listen, we're gonna need this much today. She looking at them as another number. People die, and her character is realistic because people get very desensitized in the medical field, especially when you're that close to life and death that often. You get very you don't feel it. That's why the pay, if you call it a payoff later in the movie, it resonates. I mean, at least for people that are probably similar to her character, but yeah, pretty much. So John and his wife, they do everything they can, sell everything they got, trying to get this money, keep their son sustained. And eventually, they don't reach the amount they need, and the wife hits him with the John, do something. And he run out of options, and so he ends up holding up the hospital, and now we're in the hospital. So all that sequence before that and being in the moment, we in the hospital now, so we could talk about anything, everything within those scenes and dialogue and some of these characters that are in the hospital. What you thinking, Ash?
Well, you had mentioned her, so Rebecca Payne. Um, I think watching it the first time, like I hated her for sure because I just felt like she was just so like cold. And this time, I still hated her, but I understand more that it's like, although this is devastating, how many other families are dealing with life or death situations also. And she was what, the healthcare administrator or whatever. So it's like I'm a firm believer in it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So it's like I feel like you said, she was telling you what it is. She's hitting you with the policies and this and that, but their son is dying. And again, like you say, she's desensitized. You're in this every day. Who's to say how often this happens? So if you make an exception for John and Mikey, then you have to make an exception for the next family, or like, what I mean? How many exceptions do we have in a year or whatever that may be? So I do get it from her perspective, but I just think it was just the way that she was going about delivering the message was still off-putting this time. And again, just eye-opening to the fact that you really got to know what type of coverage you have with your insurance. Because again, John just kept saying, I got insurance. Like he was standing on that cliff. Like, I got insurance. Anything needed is covered under this insurance. But clearly that wasn't the case. A lot of insurance, preventative, you know what I mean? This is like, we're talking about a transplant, you know what I mean? So there are just different things that are covered that are not covered, and something like for what, and then he's not, come to find out you're not even a full-time employee anymore. So they, change providers, and it was just a lot into it. But so even when it came down to them lying, like, why don't we just say that we put him on the list? And Rebecca, like, talking to Denise, and like, she's still just so out of touch, and it was just still pissing me off. Like that will forever be my, and again, rest in peace, to her in real life. But like, she played this role really, really good, because it still was up for her this go round.
Mm-hmm.
But watching it this again with a different lens, I see the perspective, and it is a line that has to be drawn. But again, I just think it's how you say things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is, and it's hard because it's like you already know you can't offer this service, but you ain't got to be a dick about it. You know what I mean? That yeah, that never changed. I put her right there with Deep Blue Sea, like the doctor, her with trying to get the like sharks and stuff. Like she's up there on like, just I can't stand this character. I mean, she sold people did a test watch. They hated her character from Deep Blue Sea so much they rewrote the end for LL Cool J's character because they liked him so much in the test watch that they was like, "Ah, yeah, forget her." Like, because that's how much they hate. Because it's like, bro, get her out of here, pack her up. And the same thing here with this administrator, pack you up. Like, you ain't got to do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mia, what did you feel about like the sequence of events and like getting into the hospital and like this is the route that John chooses to take to get this heart transplant for his son?
Well, like from meeting Rebecca, like you both said, I can't like she didn't have any bedside manner.
Mm-mm.
Like, yeah, you have to deliver bad news, but do it with some sort of like care, empathy. It's just like, yeah, your son's gonna die. There's nothing we can do. Like you have to, these are human beings, right? So I still can't stand her because she was a B word. But just watching John navigate the healthcare system, like when he goes and finds out that his insurance is no good for this and finds out why. And they're like, you can file an appeal. And you see him and his wife in the line, long line, trying to get that. They're in the wrong line. They got to go back. Then they go to the Medicaid office and they don't qualify because they're not on welfare. And the people are just being so rude and cold and nobody is offering any type of help or guidance. Um, and then he goes back and Rebecca's like, "Oh, you filed the wrong paperwork. You needed a grievance, not an appeal." And it's just like, yeah,
Return.
at this point, I don't have 30 days. Now they talking about discharging my baby from this hospital to go home and die. We're not doing that.
Yeah,
So
talk that talk, man.
So what you trying to do? I ain't got a truck no more. I ain't got a refrigerator, but I got this 9.
Yeah, I got this work.
And
What's up?
we gonna make something happen.
It's a Tommy gun. like listen.
Because at this point, all this shit is inflammatory, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like,
He gave you one more chance. You was talking with the people, doing your whole little charming thing as the head doctor. He tried to give you one more chance. And hey, listen.
And that was the thing too, just like the juxtaposition of like this rich guy who just got this old rich dude and his little, blonde lady just giggling and laughing. He just got his heart transplant. And then we have Mikey, this young innocent, poor child who can't afford it, parents going through it, and they're just treating it like it's just a simple procedure. Oh, go home, we'll play golf, we'll have dinner. And it's just like they don't understand the gravity to John. This is his whole life. This is his child, his only child. And so it's like, yeah, you're gonna help me. And I'm gonna get this done by any means necessary, especially shout out to Malcolm X because he also played Malcolm X. You see how to tie in.
Yeah, the correlation, yeah.
But his wife saying, "Do something." His back was against the wall, and I'm sure that's not what she meant. But he's like, "Okay, I'm out of options. We're here now." But even in that, he's a good guy with a good heart, and you still see just like he's fed up and he's frustrated and he's doing all this, but you can see in him he still has a little reservation and a little guilt about the people who he has to hold hostage. He never plans on hurting anybody, but you know.
Yeah, no, but it is a thing. Because this is one of the most challenging things is a lot of us, not all of us, but a lot of us have to learn the information in real time, and it takes moments like these to learn the information. Oh, I filed the wrong paperwork. Oh, you need this much down. Oh, this is what a copay is. Oh, this is what your insurance covers. Like, we have to learn all of this in real time instead of it really being laid out for you when you sign up for it. He's thinking like it's good because it's like, bruh, you imagine I could have been paying for insurance for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Nothing has happened. I've been basically dishing out money for nothing. So in John's mind, when it's time for my son to get, looked after in the hospital, and they're telling me, "Oh, you don't qualify." What do you mean? I've been paying money to insurance for nothing, just to be insured, to be covered for whatever scenario. Then the scenario pops up, and you're telling me, "Oh, it doesn't cover that." Bruh. that this movie does a great job. This movie ages like wine, similar to Pursuit of Happiness, because these things still are happening. These things of, we need a copay, or hey, we'll offer you a service even though you're in debt, but we want to charge you this much on, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, we just told you what the scenario was. Now you want to charge, same thing. Insurance, like, my son's life is hanging in the balance, and you're telling me this is not enough. You want to send him home so the blood don't be on your hands. So when he finally gets to that point, he get that doctor that last opportunity to, like, hey, bro, like, what's up with my son and stuff like that. He's like, just nothing I can do. There's nothing you could do. All right, come on, take a walk with me. Let me holler at you real quick. And bro, I never felt so connected with a character like that to this, because, like, well, I'll save it. I'll save it for my later section. But, like, so when John finally gets everybody in there, he gets them to close it up, lock it up, and he ends up getting on the call with one of the captains, captain, lieutenant, and they're building this rapport. I think it's Frank. They're building this rapport, and until John's character, he realizes, like, bro, stop, don't try to patronize me, stop playing with me, stop trying to, like, I'm not playing, bro. I'm not playing. My son is going to live. Like, I'm not going.
Me, Frank.
Bruh. So just getting kind of into that, like, and this is kind of just all of the scenarios. We see a character that's been beat on. This young lady's with this guy, and this guy also ends up getting a what was it, contractor? What do you call it? Sharp edge. I can't remember. It's crazy because huh? Was it a scalpel? I thought it looked like the thing that you use in art class, but yeah, I guess they did say that. But yeah, so he gets a scalpel, eventually ends up, stabbing John. But they end up eventually getting him handcuffed, getting him locked in. And then they're having this deep discussion, Eddie Griffin's character. I'm gonna call him E from Entourage. And they're having this interesting conversation about health insurance, and y'all can chime in. As far as E from Entourage, he's talking about, like, yeah, y'all don't see that from way up there when y'all doing surgeries, but I'm here for the people all the time that you get bullet wounds that we gotta stitch them up and send them home. Y'all pretty much don't care at all, bro. Like, the system don't care at all. What do y'all think about these characters in this, like, hospital scene? What do y'all think about the characters? A married couple with, they're pregnant. Another Spanish mommy with her child. Like I said, we get the, I don't even know what the
woman beater and his
and his situation
from Animal Kingdom out here.
situationship, I guess. Eddie Griffin, got some broken fingers. I don't know.
His finger got cut off. He was trying to get his sewn back on. He had it taped on.
Okay. It's just crazy. What do y'all think about these characters, and how do they, kind of add to the John plot and everything?
Go ahead, Mia.
Okay. Well, I told you how I feel about Eddie Griffin's character.
Yeah.
I love him the most.
Yes.
Because he brings a realness to the dynamic of the group as a whole. Just like the way he talks to what's his face from Animal Kingdom, who had his girlfriend there, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we got in a car accident," and he's like, "Yeah, okay, because you be beating on that girl." Like, and it's just, I think, just for the purposes of the dialogue, because this is kind of one of those scenes that reminds me a little bit of Stage, where you have two opposing sides, like the doctor and the guy, the bad woman beater guy. And you have like the emergency room nurses and doctors and the um the everyday man, Lester, the guards, who see these things from two different perspectives, and they're having this dialogue about, of course the doctor doesn't want to feel like the bad guy, but then it's like you're so out of touch with how this works for the people who can't afford the care that you provide, and what brings somebody to the point where they feel like they're so desperate all they can do is hold a hospital hostage, because that's where we are in healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the pregnant woman and her husband, I think that John was seeing himself, because she was telling her husband, do something. And it's almost like, well, what can I do? We're being held hostage. And it's like this helpless feeling, as like being a man who has to take care of your wife, your child, and feeling like you're powerless against the struggle. Like for him, it was John and the gun. For John, it's the whole healthcare system. And it's a really interesting
Mm-hmm.
um like social economic commentary on power systems.
Yeah, it's like they were trying to bring to life. So in the film, they're trying to bring to life, obviously with the doctors, what rejection looks like for everyday people insured, but don't know all of the ins and out. What it looks like now, they go from looking at, because again, they're focused on the son. His name is put on a list, so these names are just names to them until you see a real reaction from John Q. Now you're seeing how deep it is. So now you're disassociating just names on a list to like, oh, this affects everyday people. And then now you think about your language, your jargon that you're saying, where you're like, oh, well, you don't have this much, you need this much at least today. We need you to also raise this much. You start thinking about how insane that sounds for somebody's life in the balance. And that's what they do a good job of with bringing John Q's character to life. I think it's breaking a fourth wall in the sense of, okay, you really don't know who you're dealing with, in the sense that this is all they got. This is all I have. And then, of course, as we we'll end up getting into the more of the sacrificial part of the plot, but like all of these things, it's like I didn't know what else to do. It's like, y'all are not hearing me and y'all don't understand the severity. So let me make you understand right now. You know what I'm saying? And that, that brings it to this gesture. Ash, was you about to say something?
You know what y'all was saying. I agree with everything, and the other characters really helped the movie too. I really like that. It's just everybody in different stages of their lives,
Mm-hmm.
but we all need medical care, right? Whether you got enough insurance, you got a copay, you can't afford it, you can't. Like, we still in the emergency room. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
John's like, hey, free healthcare today. We got one doctor, we got some nurses, and obviously the woman nurse, she said he was a brilliant doctor. So like, I mean, obviously he's good at what he does, but like Mia said, he's just out of touch.
Mm-hmm.
You up on the skybox. You know what I mean? So you don't know what's going on down here,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the ones that do have to tell the patients or turn them away. You know what I mean? Like, they don't even really get to those conversations typically, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everything I said for real. And like
Yeah.
you said, these are just names on paper until you meet the person on paper. Like, you know what I mean? The guardian of who's on paper, or that person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to see you because, like you said, it's 6,000 this week, this and that, bro. What? Who got that kind of bread?
Bruh.
I'm cut down to 20 hours. My woman only been there, what she said, 3 months or
Mm-hmm.
less than that. Like,
Whatever it was, her insurance wasn't kicked in yet.
For
yeah,
sure.
car just got repoed. Like,
Yeah, and it's a real thing, because it's like John seems like an old school cat, so he really probably never really wanted her to work. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? So, but times have gotten that hard where he had to just be like, okay, babe, like, all right, because they probably had that conversation numerous of times. Like, I'm telling you, I got it, this and that. Then finally, he had to just oblige and let her go ahead and get to it, which we see that a lot in like films and to some people's lives. So. But we do, like you was talking about the brilliance of the doctor, we do have a moment while he's holding John Q's holding him hostage. They bring in a gunshot victim, and the doctor was like, "Oh, I can't do this and that and that." And he's like, "Hey, no, get it together." And we find out that the doctor he put in that work and saved the gunshot victim. So it's again, the doctor's still not tapped in. You're still making excuses because y'all are so used to lying on the regular. You're so used to gaslighting on the regular that even in this moment, somebody's life could be changed if you just do the surgery. But I guarantee we don't see it, but like I guarantee later in the movie, this doctor, this probably blessed his life because it's like I really was way out there. I got bigger than what's in my mind, and now I'm back leveled. I'm good. I'm ready to lock in. So
I saw that a different way.
okay,
Only because I went to the school of Grey's Anatomy, and so I think what he was saying is like, because after you get out of medical school, you've done your residency, you pick your um your area of expertise, and he's a heart surgeon. That's what he does. He probably hadn't seen a trauma patient in 10, 15 years since he was doing his residency. So he probably felt like in that moment, like, I haven't done this, and so I can't do it. But then it's like, no, we're in the mud now. You gotta do this. So you better scrub in and get to work. And then he snapped in, like, you know what? You right. I can do this. I just gotta lock in. But I do agree though that I feel like this whole situation blessed him and taught him a different perspective.
yeah. So after again with the hostage stuff, we already know that John them sold everything they got, wedding rings, deep. Um, and we see that like now it's locked in. He let them guys go, but they did with the gunshot victim. He finally gets on the call with the captain or whatever, the negotiator, and this was what I said with John was like, bro, stop playing with me. Like I listen, y'all need to make this happen for my son. And he's like, bro, and then he goes further on and he calls back. It's like, okay, I need some hostages first. Like, hey, bro, you think I'm playing? I'm not playing. Somebody gonna get murked out here if y'all don't get me what I'm asking for. And again, this is not John's bag. Like that's what makes it so amazing in the performances because you could tell this is not John's bag. But when he finds himself being too much of a nice guy, being too generous, being too personable on the other side of that walkie-talkie, he has to remember what he's doing this for. So he has to snap back into, I might have to be the villain in this moment, in this season. I got to be the villain to get my point across because y'all think I'm fucking around. Excuse my language. But that's how I felt John was feeling. Y'all think I'm playing, bro. Trust me when I tell you, I don't walk around with a gun. I don't walk around with bullets. I don't hold up. I'm not a robber. I'm a decent man that goes to work. You know what I'm saying? But y'all playing with me if y'all gonna tell me y'all not gonna help my son out for technicality. You know what I'm saying? So we get into that part of the whole thing, and John is getting to a place where it's going to become a thing where he's have to really consider giving his heart to his son. And we see that they eventually will attempt to try to take John out. Now, do y'all think John was like faking out the shot? Because it was like this thing he did. We got shot in the arm, and he was falling like he really was gone, and they thought he was down. But I was like, was John like playing it up, or was it like really like, damn, that hurt? You shot me in my arm.
He definitely did it on purpose to fool them and make them think that they got him.
I think it was a late reaction too, right? Because I mean, it's almost like he sniped them, like whatever kind of gun that was, like you know what I mean. I never been shot, but I would imagine, like you know what I'm saying. Again, you're not thinking they're about to try to. I mean, again, you are holding people hostage, right? So at this point, you're armed and dangerous to them. But yeah, I think that shit hurt. And then he once he saw a dude hanging and dangling,
Got him.
you already know what time it is.
Yeah, worked him.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Now we have a bargaining chip. Oh, you want your sniper? Bring me my son.
Yeah. And we get an excellent moment with that before we get to like kind of the sacrificial part of this plot, where eventually he negotiates, and we start to see that Frank his superiority comes, and it's all like a PR stunt or whatever, which is obviously how we got the sniper in the mix. But like John goes outside with the sniper and tells him like, "Yo, get my son, stop playing with me. Like I'm not playing. You see somebody sick, you helped them. Sick, help. Sick, help." And now the crowd is like rooting them on and everything, and they're still there. And he ends up freeing them, and then of course he ends up freeing the married couple that was pregnant and the Spanish lady with her baby. So he let them out at a goodwill, but it also was a convenience for him. But he gets to the point now where he's telling you like, I'm not going to bury my son. My son's going to bury me. He says it outside. He goes in, keeping that same energy. Tell him like, hey, listen, you're gonna give my son my heart. And they're like, bro, we can't do that, bro. You about to just kill yourself, bro. I'm not playing. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. What are y'all thoughts, man, when we get to this part of the movie where it's like he's running out of time, running out of option and resources, and realize after they tried to shoot me, it's not going to go the way I want. I gotta make a decision. What are y'all thoughts, man?
I mean, this is the ultimate sacrifice because at this point, you're going to prison anyway, right? And again, I'm not saying like, oh, let me kill myself because I didn't mean it that way. I just meant like how this ends, you're going to go to jail. You know what I mean? Whether Mikey gets the heart or not. And it's like you said, this he for me to get to this point, yeah, I don't want to live without my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, he's just so young. I didn't catch his age. I don't remember how old he was,
I feel
but
like he was 12.
like
Yeah, I
12.
feel like that, like around 11, 12.
Yeah, it's just like his love was so strong. And again, he like, I'm his father. Like, we the same, like, blood type. Like, bro, like, I'm not asking anymore. Like, because y'all keep thinking there is no limit that I will stop to help my son, bro. Like, if y'all haven't understood that by now, like, come on now. I'm not stopping until, and bring him in here with me. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. He's just in a different part of the hospital. Bring him over here with me. So, yeah, that's a huge sacrifice.
Mm,
Huge.
yeah.
Exactly like Ash said. Like, if you feel like, okay, they just tried to kill me, they're obviously not really trying to put my son's name on this list. They're not trying to give me what I want. They're just trying to take me out and get this whole thing wrapped up. I'm leaving here with something.
Ah, I
Shout
see.
out to Denzel
I see
again.
what you did there. All right.
Like, either he my son has to have a heart at the end of this. So if it's gotta be mine, it's gotta be mine. You know. We got the heart surgeon in here. We've got my son in here. I have a heart. You gonna take it. But this scene always gets me because, we didn't even talk about like the very, very first scene we see is the reckless driver. And this woman, she is a famous actress too. She's been in a couple things. I think this was before she was doing like actual roles. This was like her. But you know, being crazy, swerving around semi trucks, and she gets packed up, and that's who ends up being the donor for Mikey. So once we find out that they found a heart, and it's like they're playing this, okay, he's not answering Denise. She's trying to get through. They're trying to get through to him, and they leave you to wonder like is it too late, like has he already gone too far? But you know the fact that he was even willing to do that, it makes you think as a parent, like, how far
Yeah.
are you willing to go, to save your child? And, if the opportunity like this presents itself, I'm always like, but then you see like Lester, he's like, you can't do this. Like, I'm not like, no, I'm not signing that as a witness. You can't just kill yourself. But as a parent,
Yeah. I mean, before I say that, like just that outside scene taking the sniper out, him throwing the gun obviously indicated like, bro, I'm not on that type of time. And he had told him, my son is sick. There's nothing else, bro. Like, it's so real. Like, it seems dramatic, obviously, when it's a film, but when you think about it in real time, it's like, listen, we got kids, you know what I'm saying? And me and you may have two. So it's like when you look at it, it's like, bro, I'm not going. I'm not losing them. No. If there's something I could do, I'm not losing them. So you see that point when he's like, bro, there's nothing else. End of story. Like, there's nothing else. I'm not having it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, sure. Maybe there's more life I want to live. There's more time I want to be around. Because obviously, the Eddie Griffin character, you say, man, bro, you crazy as hell. Like, you out of your mind. It's like, no, you don't understand, bro. Like, I might be 35. I might be 32. I could be 29, whatever it is. I'm not burying my son. He ain't got a chance to live. I might want to live more, but they need more. Like that mentality from John was just because there's moments, and that's what gets you choked up, what gets me choked up, because it's that level of love where it makes you do a inventory.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A real inventory. And like I said, a few years ago, I wasn't at that point because I didn't fully, people don't talk about it enough, but even when you have children or even when you have a significant other, you have to, there's a constant development happening because there's so much factors that come in before you get to the point of having the full scope and being able to feel the same way John does. And when you get to this, see, years ago, I'd be like, I don't know if I have that in me. Now, absolutely. Yeah. As scary as it is to go, as scary as it is to do, like, nah, bro, I'm not letting my little one, they can't fend for themselves. Like, you gonna take my heart, you gonna take these lungs or my whatever, you gonna get whatever I got to give. Like, I'm not playing, so but there's a moment in there when we get to like we're getting into like the sacrificial part of it. But there's this moment in there where like John, of course, he's like, I just do myself this and that, blah, blah, blah. We need some more towels, and then he gets to that. There's this point where I think it's like right before he talks to his son, or maybe after, I can't remember, but like he's getting like choked up in his facial expression because it's like he know he's about to be done. He knows this is it. In his mind, that's it. I gotta do this. This is the only, which is how it was always gonna be. I'm gonna end my life so that he can live. And it's like, bruh, like he was like, nah, I can't accept that. Like, you gotta accept that it's over. Nah, like the level, bro. Hey, y'all chime in because I would be here all day. Chime in. My
Yeah, I mean,
goodness.
it's what? He wasn't going for none of that. The fact that Mikey's gonna die. Like, and they be just saying it so like, bro, what? Don't say that shit to me. If it's up to me. But yeah, man, and then even like again, the gun wasn't loaded. We saw him load it. Even cock that thing, click that thing the first time. Like, so
Actually, yeah,
he's like,
actually
if
did it.
that wasn't, if the audience still thought like he wasn't really gonna do that, bro, he did that on the first go. It just
Mm-hmm.
he said the safety, but
Mm-mm.
so like yeah, that second go, then Denise calling in, like Mia said, you turned it off. So like literally, thank God she ran to Atlanta. Nah, thank
You
God
know,
she ran to the door, boy, cause hey, John was out of there.
For real.
Yeah.
That frustrated me so bad. I'm like, why wouldn't you
Right, talk to her.
see what she had to say first? Like that, like you just gonna like
Well, you got to think about y'all have to remember the mentality he has to get to. Like last
Yeah.
time he talked to his wife, they told him, "Oh, it's all worked out. It's all good. It's fine. He's gonna be this and that." And then to find out they're lying, and they almost shoot him in the heart, almost. Now it's like, okay, I made a decision because anybody, I mean, wives or husbands, but anybody knows sometimes you're gonna make a hard sacrifice for the family where you might not consult. You didn't consult. We didn't talk about it, and the
that
mindset.
is killing yourself.
I mean, but I'm saying, but it's like that you're gonna make me have hesitancy. I can't hesitate for how far I'm gonna go. It's one of those things it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. And that's what John was. It's like, bro, like dude was like, hey man, you gotta deal with the fact that like, hey man, it's over with. It's like, nah, bro, I ain't accepting none of that. This is what's gonna happen. And I can't even hear her voice because I gotta go to a place right now. Because again, John is not having somebody else, you know, on some Walking Dead, look at the flowers, shoot me in the back of the head. He's doing the shooting. So you understand how dark of a place you got to get to commit to like blowing your brains out. So it's like, bro, I can't even hear your voice because anything I hear that's going to throw me off, I won't even do it. And our son's going to pass. Like I feel like that's where John's mind is at. So it's like, bro, I can't even hear your voice, but I'm glad it didn't go that way. But like, if you're going to do something that dark, like, yeah, ain't no, yeah.
I hear you. I just like, damn, you ain't want to say goodbye to me. You wouldn't, had your little conversation with you didn't want to say I love you. Nothing.
That's insane, Mia.
It's not insane, but yeah, he ain't gonna do it. Cause then you tell her, hey, I'm about to like kill myself off myself. Like she's definitely running over there, and whatever the news of the new heart, and he probably won't.
Yeah, it'd be too much hesitancy. Like the I hate to put it this way, but like for some victims that suffer mental health that have take that approach of their exit to Earth, but like set aside that it takes a lot of courage, it's a commitment to do something like that. Because like we naturally as humans, we have a hard time hurting ourselves on purpose.
Mhm.
Like we hurt ourselves on accident. It's like, oh damn, I didn't see that bed rail right there. Oh, I didn't see, but on purpose, it takes real effort. Like you can put a knife to your arm and you won't slit it because your conscience kicks in. Like I'm not gonna hurt myself. So like
Of
where he had to get to, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't need anything else. I gotta. So yeah, this is one of the scenes that like it breaks you up and it also makes you realize it's like, yo, this is what and I hate to put it like this, but I'm gonna put it this way. But like this is what like good parenting, real parenting looks like because this level of devotion to your child. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not always like they weren't rich, they didn't have a lot of money, they didn't have a lot of things, but like seeing like this is what you're willing to do for your child. Like I love you. I give you everything I got. And for him to like be like, bro, we gonna need some more towels because he was like, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, wow. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, and so after, eventually we after that whole thing, they end up being a ram in the bush. Definitely biblical reference, I feel like here. Another sacrifice that was made, the lady that we see in the beginning of the film, we get the kind of the connection to it where it's like, oh, she's gonna end up being the one to sacrifice, or she gonna pass, and her heart is gonna be the one that's gonna be the perfect one for his son. And that ends up being the case. And John pretty much beats most of the allegations with the exception of one, and they said he served 2 to 4 years, and that's kind of where we leave the film.
Mhm.
Mia, anything you want to talk about in that last run?
Um, I think another thing that I appreciated in that final couple of scenes was, when he did get away because Lester posed as him so that he could evade the police and go be there while his son got his surgery. Um, you could tell Denise was just so proud of him. Like, I don't care that you're about to go to jail. Like, I care, of course, I'm sad, but she was so proud that he did what he had to do to save their child. And um, even though he went to prison, I still feel like it was a happy ending because
Yeah.
he's not going to rot in prison forever. His son is alive and he will be there, you know, and he has so much support. But it did make me have some thoughts about like the judicial system and like if I was a judge, how do you how do you navigate that? Like,
Hmm.
because you want to have sympathy, you're like, but I can't go too easy on you because I don't want people holding up hospitals all over the place. Like, I don't know. But it was good though.
He probably had. I mean, he probably, like I said, they said 2 to 4 years. He probably served maybe a year, 10 months, and then they probably like let him out good behavior, pay a little probation. That's the way I assume. A person that has went down that road before to a time or two. So that's what I assumed.
Nothing like that.
Nothing like
He's
that, but hey, listen,
overselling me.
I ain't overselling. Hey, man, listen, you know what I'm
He
saying?
overselling out there.
Yeah, we got to have some other conversations.
I'm a thug out here, man.
Don't be telling these people all your business.
I ain't tripping, back. Yeah, you got to find it. You know what I'm saying? You want to know more, you got to go find it yourself. Ash, what was you gonna say about this, like the last sequence of this movie?
Ended wonderful. We got the heartbeat symbol from the doc, putting in the new heart. And I'm glad he was not guilty on the other charges. Like, wasn't trying to hurt nobody. But I mean, it made it realistic that he did
Yep.
get some time, because if he did get off on everything, then it's like, come on now. He did hold
252.
people hostage with a gun, and like, so you gotta,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It has to be some type of consequence for that, even though you were doing it for a good cause. So, because yeah, I think the lady was like, well, the judge won't go past 5, and like you said, she gonna try to get it down to 2, and then obviously if he do good, get out sooner. So I appreciate that they didn't throw the book at him.
Mm.
So he will get to continue to grow his relationship with his son and his wife and stuff, and even just what all he went through, how he was saying that when he was talking to Mike, he like make a lot of money, like, you know what I mean? His whole mindset was kind of shifted through his experience with this whole insurance and healthcare. Like, don't be like your father, stupid like your father, like make a lot of money, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
That was
yeah,
sad. That was one of the saddest
it
things.
was, it was.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how you know it's just his experience that he went through, just,
Man,
you know.
there's a quote, but I'll bring it up in our lines of Deserve Islam. But I think that quote coming from a specific individual was why that changed, because of that quote, and I'll speak to it when we get there. But yeah, the last sequence of it all, I ain't got in the later section. I'll say here, I don't like the whole like, oh, this shit's got in a car accident. That whole setup was pretty whack to me. The concept was there. Oh, we're gonna throw it in the beginning, come back at the end, but it was so generic because like the lady's driving right next to the semi. It's not a 2 lane that they're going in, but she's still driving next to it. And then the other cars on the other side coming. It's like, oh, it's like. And then, like when the accident was shot, the rim flying off, it just was like it just wasn't executed well. I didn't like it, and I ain't really like the this person died. To like, I mean, I get it because this whole movie is about exposure, but I don't know. I didn't like it. It's just like a weird. I
Did
don't
you
know.
not like seeing, you didn't like seeing that someone had to die for him to get
Yeah,
the heart,
yeah,
or
yeah. I think so. I think it was just like
you would have rather they just got the call that
yeah, because
from
it
Yunus that
felt
a
weird.
heart.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. She just died. It's perfect because now we can give this to the little boy. It's like,
I didn't look at it that way. I liked it a lot. I think it's reality. People die. That's how you get donors. That's how we get organ donation. Like she was being impatient, trying to go around this truck. She wasn't fast enough. She got clipped by the other Mack truck, and thank you for playing. So, um,
The crazy part to me too, like they were slow motion in that scene too, like because it's like if you gonna try to pass somebody, you know you gotta put them jets on,
I was
like
like, "Why are you
yeah,
driving? Why?"
cruising, bro. Like yeah,
But I like how they brought it back around because that's kind of the concept. Like, someone has to die in order for someone on the donor list, and it has to be the perfect match. Like, for like it's that's how it works. And so it's
I
like,
think he just didn't like to see it.
I no, it just like I would rather have heard the dialogue about this victim versus like having to see it. Not because it's like gory or anything. It just felt like they were trying to make it this noble cause. Because again, she is a donor. She signed off to allow her organs to be donated. But it was just like the way it was presented. It was like this is not honorable. Like she's dying on a car accident.
I
It's like,
think
oh,
they
okay.
I don't think that was the point. I don't think the point was to make her look honorable. I think it was just to say, "Oh, this happened, so now this
That
boy."
that's my point though. But my point is, like, they're not trying to make this look like a noble thing. So it's like, oh, she just, I mean, I'm saying she died for nothing, but it's like, yeah, I showed it in the front end, showed it on the back end, but like, it's just a tragedy.
It
You know,
is. That's
and it,
reality, though. People die,
yeah,
and
but it's
you
like,
can't
what's the
say
message?
whether it's noble or not.
But my,
And
that's my
sure,
problem though. What's the message in this movie? Because like, nobody died in the movie but her. So this movie wasn't going for this, like, we're gonna go for this super surreal, like people get shot, like one of the hostages died, this and that. Nobody gets killed. They use one individual for this whole thing, and it's like the type of movie they're trying to present, and then putting that in there, it does not fit to me, bro. Like I every time I see it, I'm like, I don't know. It's like because they put it at the beginning, then it's like it's supposed to be this thing like, oh, we didn't even know it's some foreshadowing. That comes back at the end. It's like, oh, this is the person the heart comes from, and it's just like I don't know, bro. Like I it feels shitty to me. Like I just I don't like it. Every time I see it, I'm like, why would I do that? All right.
you know, it's a matter of taste. I like it a lot, but you know,
Yeah,
different strokes for different
for
folks.
sure. Like and again, if this was a different movie, I wouldn't be mad at it because it's like, oh, okay, like how Crash did. And I'm not a big Crash movie fan, but like I feel like how if you're gonna do that tie-in, like have it tie into oh she knows and she's connected to, and then this is connected to like
I
if you're
don't think that it has to be that way
that
though,
well, see, that's what to me that's what hurt it because it's like it was just it
because
was mad generic, bro. Like I just
they
like
don't know their donor. Usually, it's a random accident or a random person who passes, and you get from somewhere far away, and they airlift the organ. Like, I just feel like sometimes the randomness of it is the point.
yeah, we ain't need to see it though. I just think it's like oh she about to what oh she just got her ass squashed. Let's hurry up and give her a heart and go put it over here. It's like I mean that's how it happens, but still it's like let's squash her ass on T. Let's show her twice getting squashed, and then let's go ahead and donate the heart in a lunchbox right over to the son. Hey, it's a happy ending. Like bro, get out of here, dog. Like it's just I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. But to each his own, as being said, like different strokes, different folks. Nonetheless, still a wonderful movie. With that being said, let's get into our categories here. So, uh, character you relate to or identify with the most, Ash.
Yeah, I went with Denise. But like she advocated for her son. She asked questions like every time dude was coming in with the medicine. This, like just very aware of what's going on. I feel like she was supportive. She was a supportive wife, but she wasn't a pushover. So I feel like her voice was still heard. Um, yeah. So I landed with Denise.
Hmm. Okay. Mia B.
I just said John, because you know, like mentioned last week, my son has autism, so I have to navigate a lot of systems and a lot of paperwork and a lot of health insurance, healthcare, different, you know, things just to be able to get him the care that he needs. And it can be very frustrating and overwhelming, but you do it anyway, and it's expensive. And like seeing him navigate that just really felt relatable to me to, you know, to have been in some of those offices and had to have had certain conversations, just, how, disheartening it can be sometimes.
Yeah, I had John as well. A lot of reasons you said, and like I said, I could have. I was between John and the Eddie Griffin character, but John just more so because when it comes time to get down in the trenches, like I can get in a whole different mode. Like people don't know, I can get all the way in a different mode. So definitely John Q for me. Um, get the stepping character you could do without. Ash.
I don't have anyone. I almost went Rebecca, but I'll keep her for, the reasons need be. But so I didn't have anybody.
Mia.
Um, I I want to say the Hispanic woman with the baby who had the ear infection, just because I don't feel like there was a purpose there other than the fact that she couldn't speak English and it made a frustrating point, but I don't necessarily think it was necessary.
And then all of a sudden, he's a good man. He's a good man. Where you learn that from, bro? Oh, now you speak English now.
Stop
I'm
it.
with you. I'm with you. But no, since Ashton had one, I'm gonna throw two in there. So first, the pretty boy news reporter guy. You
Oh,
know,
Chuck Lampley. I think I had him on my cast list and I left it out because there were so many people on there.
yeah. So he's there. It's just we didn't need it. It didn't change anything, and it didn't help John. I think if we only had that in the movie, it doesn't change anything. And then the second one is um, the superior over Frank,
Uh,
Ray Liotta's character. So rest in peace, Ray Liotta. Of course, we he played in a lot of mob content, and of course we do that at Good Earners. So we're definitely a fan of him. But like that we didn't need his character to me. Like he came through, he failed, he bombed, went back to Frank, and they're trying to create tension in the force, and I get that too. But like we didn't really need him. But overall, it's more so that the pretty boy reporter dude, like he didn't serve nothing at all. We need nothing of that. So lines that deserve to be slimed. Ash.
This is from John. My son is dying and I'm broke. If I don't qualify, who the hell does? Same scene. I don't need you to be sorry. I need you to help. This is from Denise. And you don't talk to me. I would tell you what I think of you, but I'm a Christian woman. That's one of my favorite lines. Talking to Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is from John. Bro said it earlier. You're not hearing me, Frank. My son is sick. There's nothing else. And I'm not going to bury my son. My son's going to bury me.
Mm. Those are some major ones. I got a few of those. Yeah.
so I had all of those. And then I just had two other ones. Uh John, see you in the funny papers. I thought it was just funny that he always said that. And then Lester, I get it. You must be a member of the Slapaho tribe.
Boy, shout out to Eddie Griffin, man. We love Eddie. Uh, yeah, y'all nailing this. So let me see what I don't have. Is anybody hurt? It's an emergency room. Everybody's hurt. Don't handle me, Frank. You understand me? I don't want to be handled. It's an insult. It's an insult to my intelligence as a human being. So I love that. We eating candy bars and talking about HMOs. Let's see what else. What we hope. I save it for the longer quote. I'm not going to bury my son. Had that. I don't accept that. Nah, I don't accept that ever. Like Yeah. So that was those ones I had that y'all didn't have. Other than one more, I gotta read this. This is from his friend Jimmy Palumbo. He says, I gotta be honest, this whole thing sucks. It could have all been avoided incredibly easy. None of this had to happen if John could have been a millionaire or if his last name was Rockefeller. Sometimes he doesn't understand what we hold sacred in this country isn't values, it's value. That's important. We've got we've got haves, we've got have nots, and we've got white collar, blue collar, and then we've got no collar. Inside the hospital, we've got lucky surgery and out of luck surgery. There are a lot of people out there who don't have 250 grand in their billfold. Seeing a man like that backing into a corner seems to me something's out of whack. Something's out of whack, not someone. So that moved me. Just even how he played it.
Yeah.
He was on the cameras, like that felt so real. Like he must have pulled from a real place. Cause I was like, bruh, like getting choked up about it. It's just like, cause he looking at his friend, like my friend's not even a criminal. He's one of the best guys I know. And he's holding up a hospital because he don't want his son to die. That all that was perfect. My goodness. Things you would change about the movie, what you felt they did get right. I'm gonna throw the ball in your court first, Mia.
Uh, um, I didn't really have anything here because, I've sat with this movie for a long time and I just really love it for
Mm-hmm.
what it is. Yeah, I didn't have anything.
Okay. Ash.
Okay. I don't have a problem seeing the crash. I don't like it at the beginning of the movie, I guess. I always thought that was an interesting way to open the film. Uh, I didn't really like it. Maybe it was too much slow motion. I don't know. Like it just, I guess it leaves you. You don't really know what's going to happen with a movie starting that way. But I don't really care for it starting that way. So yeah, I just had that.
Okay. So I got that, of course. And even if maybe if they did at the beginning and then didn't do it double back at the end, like if they would have just had somebody explain it, yeah, this victim was in a car accident, blah blah blah, and then we pick up on like, oh, maybe that, maybe, but like yeah, so I got that. The musical scoring in this movie wasn't good. I don't normally necessarily listen for music.
It wasn't.
It was so like it's where these moments feel serious and it made it cartoony. It was a few moments like that when they rushed him to the hospital. It was like it's super suspenseful, but not in a serious way. But then it's like cartoon, black and white. Yeah, say like 50s type. Like it just didn't. I don't know what they was doing. That intro music, the baseball game incident. Like it was just a few moments. I'm like, why did y'all make those choices musically? And then this movie. And this is my last thing. This movie has a little bit of a tone issue for me. Because they are heavy in moments, and then there's other moments that gets cartoony. It's like they're getting because like and it speaks to I don't know if the director or the writer, but like where Denzel did his parts and Kimberly Elise nailed it. You know what I'm saying? They were there, and it's also the doctor that them three. But then there's these moments like how they write in these additional things, like the crowd is cheering, like yeah. It just felt cartoony. Like what are we doing? People getting home, bro. People ain't just sitting out. People ain't got. I mean, even 2002, I ain't got time to just be sitting. Like it just felt. There's certain moments of this movie that takes me out of it, which makes this movie. It's still a good movie, but it's not as good to me now that I see all of the other things. And it's not because I'm podcasting. It's just there's certain moments of it where it's like I'm locked in, and it's like this movie can really move me if they're not doing these weird tone things that switches the tone. So just those three things for me. More of the story in your opinion, Ash?
Sometimes it takes one person to expose a bigger problem.
Sometimes it takes one person to expose a bigger problem. That's a fact. Mia B.
I said, when there is no way, make one.
I think we're all tied in. We're all tied in because mine ties into what y'all going from. Extreme measures are necessary to get your point across when nobody will listen to your point. When I tell you, I am a catalyst for extreme measures where you ain't hear where I'm coming from. And I don't mean that like in a petty way, but in a way where it's like, yo, this is very important. And everybody seems to put you in a place. Extreme measures are necessary to get your point across when nobody will listen to your point. And that, obviously that's what John Q did. And that is our review of John Q. And that is also the last of our Father Day films, Father Knows Best. We will discuss a little bit before we get into our movie next week. We will discuss next week how we felt about our Mother Day movies and our Father Day movies, because we like to do that from time to time. And this rotation connects perfectly. So with that being said, the floor is mine. The pick is mine. We're getting to our summertime vibes. So if y'all don't know, summertime vibes is movies that make you feel like summer, or take place in the summer, or was a summer blockbuster release. So y'all know that. So some movies, so it covers all the categories. So for me, I was back and forth. I had a lot of movies. Like when it comes to summer vibes, I got a lot of them. Got a lot of those. And I was like, dang, where do I go? And I had a place that was a layup. It was right there. I wanted to go there. But because I picked the Flintstones the last time of my movie pick, I decided not to pick the movie I was going to pick, because I like to switch tones every pick. So that being said, I'm about to throw y'all off. I'm trying to go left field like Ash did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with the 1997 film, I Know What You Did Last Summer.
It's left field to me, to be honest.
You say
From
what?
you. I said that's not left field to me.
Huh?
No, you didn't.
I did. Oh, I definitely did. We ain't gotta wait. What we waiting on? You know,
that definitely crossed my mind, because you already know.
I know. Yeah. Poor girly.
I am very, very surprised.
Oh yeah. We locking in. Yeah, we going to 97. They had another one last year. So yeah, I was like, oh, we got to do. And again, there were so many places. I did ATL last year, and I was satisfied with that pick. But I was like, you know what? Let's cook. Let's go in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited about this, and talking that genre too. This specific. It's a very niche genre. So, hey,
I know a lot about it.
Yes. So we're gonna lean on you in that aspect. But y'all heard it here. So our next film is our 1990. We in our summertime vibe film rotation. Next pick, 1997's film, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Y'all ain't watched it in a while. This is gonna be a good watch for you. So Ash, Mia, wonderful job as always. Love doing this. Wouldn't do this with nobody else on the Childish Grown Up Show. We appreciate y'all. Look, y'all ain't got to leave. Y'all can stay on our YouTube page all you want. But as far as this episode goes, y'all got to get the hell up out of here. Peace out.